Hey everyone, autumnal salutations to you all. If it's your birthday, then happy birthday. If it's your anniversary, happy anniversary. And if it's just another day for you, I got nothing, sorry. Welcome back to Where Are We Now? The only digital exploration series officially endorsed by Bryan Cranston's nephew's best friend's father's cat's ex-owner. We're exploring more Garry's mod maps today. Shocker, right? But it's still fresh. You know why? Because we have a brand new theme for this video. We're exploring maps that just don't feel right. I'm not talking about straight up horror, I just mean that small sensation in the back of your mind that something's wrong. Have you ever been in an area that feels like it doesn't want you there? Or a place that feels unnatural in a really profound way? Being at a school at nighttime or being in a store after it's been closed up for the day come to mind. That's what we're seeking out in this episode. Since a lot of people watch this series in bed, I'm gonna warn you up front, there are some scary moments later on in this episode. They're not quite jump scares, since they aren't loud and they're not really in your face, but they're there. Consider yourself warned. We've seen many maps in this series that feel wrong, but I've never really focused on it until now, because it's sort of a hard thing to describe. It's sort of like all those liminal maps, except not entirely beholden to the aesthetic that the term has perpetuated in the last few years or so. But why would I sit here and tell you about it when I can show you? So sit back, grab a snack, annex a small neighboring country, do whatever you usually do to relax, and let's explore some worlds, shall we? Before we begin, special shout out to all my patrons, whose continued support is the only reason continuous uploads are even possible at this point. Check the link in the description to learn how you can support these videos for as little as $3 a month. Alright, ready to go? Let's get started then. The first strange and unusual place we'll be looking at today is Lost Office, created by Sign and Mr. Neeson. Well, it doesn't look too abnormal. It just looks like a regular office, never mind. Yeah, something strange happened here. Luckily, we do get some lore from the workshop page, so I don't even have to make my best guess. It says here that the company based out of this office, SkyMega, was secretly working on teleportation tech. Like usual though, something went horribly wrong, and their portal experiment sent the entire world into scattered pockets of space and time, I guess. So yeah, that's what's going on here. There's a lot redacted from this document, right after it warns the reader of something wandering around nearby, so that's sorta no bueno for me. At least it's pretty calm in here for us being stuck in a different dimension. I'm thankful that there's still gravity at least. This poster here says that SkyMega was only founded in 1988. Only 15 years in business and they're already producing teleportation results so intense that they ended the world? I think I know what's going on here. There's some clear timeline friction happening. The lore document we just looked at is dated for January 12th, 2003. Or I guess December 1st, 2003 if the map creators are European. That gels with the boxy beige computers sitting around in the cubicles and the general decor, but if it is 2003, then why is there a poster of a smartphone right here? At first I thought maybe it's just an artist's mock-up and someone got really lucky predicting the future, but then I found this sign next to the copy machine that clearly warns employees not to be on their smartphones while they're clocked in. Look at that. That's clearly an iPhone-type design. In 2003, I'm gonna say what we're all thinking. Time travelers. Some short-sighted, money-hungry scientist discovered time travel somehow, and so they decided to take the smartphone back in time in order to take credit for it. That would explain how SkyMega could have such exponential business growth between 1988 and 2003. I guess in terms of culture, I can see why they chose to go back to 88, but I already have so many questions. Bringing just the smartphone and its design documents back in time wouldn't work since the past would lack the infrastructure to reproduce the technology. You would also have to take documents detailing the manufacture of the machines used to make all of the components of smartphones, since they didn't have anything close to what is used on a modern smartphone assembly line in the 80s. You would also have to invest a lot of time into creating the supply lines for the raw materials. Smartphones are made up of a lot of different things, from lots of different places around the world. Also, wouldn't it raise more than a few eyebrows if a company suddenly revealed that they had invented a technology that is decades ahead of what the rest of the world has? Will people just have to chalk it up to the inventor being a genius insanely far ahead of their peers? To put that into perspective, having smartphones suddenly hit the culture in the late 80s or early 90s would be like if someone suddenly perfected nanomedicine now. It would be a revolution. Maybe that's why the Sky Mega CEO went back in time, to be put down in history as a tech revolutionary. Let's look around some more. There's a slide presentation happening in this meeting room, and there's a lot of concerning figures going on here. I guess they spend a lot on ammunition and medical leave. What's up with that? The Team Morale with Chocolate Rations slide shows dark chocolate consistently above milk chocolate, which is, as we all know, factually incorrect. Milk chocolate is way better. Fight me about it. Ah, I found some more weird. This room is almost entirely upside down. Honestly, if this is the worst thing that being sent into an unknown dimension can do, it's really not so bad. I'd expect cells to explode and proteins to denature, so I'll take a couple upside down rooms. I think I found the boss's office. Richard Miller, huh? Is this the time traveler? If it is, he's doing a great job at hiding it. No dark secrets in here. Oh no, wait, here's one. European power outlets. They look like the ones they have in the Netherlands specifically. Anyone want to vouch for that? Hey, check out the Holly Jolly Break Room. Maybe I should have saved this map for a holiday special or something. They got Christmas cookies, a pepperoni pizza, a PlayStation 2. Wow, they're living it up in here. Man, the PS2 is such a good console. I wonder what they were playing. Probably Pro Skater 4 or Burnout 2. Oh, damn. Yeah, there's blood back here. A lot of it, too. What the hell happened? There's no body. My best guess is that someone was hiding back here behind the boxes from something, and that something found them. Well, that was creepy. Yeah, this just got a lot more unsettling. Are they aliens, do you think? Would they be called aliens if they're from an entirely different dimension, or would that be something else? Well, whatever they're called, they better watch out. Because if I'm stuck here in the office as adrift in a sea of scrambled space-time, then I'm gonna have to eat at some point, and the Christmas cookies and pepperoni pizza are only gonna last me a few days. I am not averse to chowing down on some aliens. Wow, this is a huge cubicle room. This might be like tech support or something. They're all using Apple II computers, so that's interesting. They should really be upgrading to iMacs if this is 2003, though. Especially since Sky Mega is a tech giant in this reality. I found a warehouse. It is pretty standard, but there are some standouts here. For example, this gnome. I was gonna say he's shifty looking, but then I realized that's an oxymoron. All gnomes are shifty looking.
Gothia's paternal grandparents reside in the populous hubs of North Carolina.
Ah, so we're doing disembodied voices now, are we?
Is the shiny convoy, and Gothia's grandmother cooks in the East Wing cafeteria.
What even is that? They're rambling on about grandparents or something. It sort of sounds like it's coming from a speaker, but I'm not sure. And there's a corpse back there slumped against the wall. It looks like whatever happened to him was quite violent. Let's leave. I don't like the whispering. Vice, Ben Nelson. Oh, Ben. Benny boy. What happened in here? All these objects are suspended in motion somehow. It looks like his computer exploded. Maybe the time traveler is Ben Nelson and he made himself Vice instead of Top Dog to avoid the spotlight. That's what I would do. Yeah, maybe he warped out of here using the portal technology. Or tried to, anyway. Hey, send this image to your crush and say this could be us, but you still haven't abandoned the frailty of flesh. If they don't laugh at that, at least you know right then and there that they're not the one. Check out this file room. Is this where the X-Files are? Nah, it's probably just TPS reports and quarterly earnings and stuff. I do enjoy the fact that each aisle has a different type of computer at the end of it. It makes me think that maybe the 3 employees that were stationed here would bicker over which was better between the laptop, the Apple Dinosaur, and the newer looking Windows computer. Photography and video recording prohibited. I think I found the juicy stuff. Yeah, this hallway is feeling a little bit SCP containment breach, isn't it? Entry is allowed only in a biological protection suit. Oh yeah? How about you take your AI-generated picture of a hazmat suit and shove it? I'm Bones. I'll be fine. Someone's practicing the guitar. Well, keep at it, I guess. Eventually you'll learn another chord. Maybe do D major next, that one's pretty easy to do. So what's the story with Stiff Steven over here? There's some writing on the table that talks about an expedition into the zone, and what they learned of the atmospheric composition of it. It also warns against entering the zone without a protective suit. Is that what happened to our friend on the table here? It's bizarre to think about the fact that the office workers upstairs could have been playing The Simpsons Hit and Run and eating pizza on their lunch breaks while a dead body was being examined just down the hall. I bet there was a pretty strict information flow down here. Whoa, this conference room is pretty baller. I have to wonder how they clean this table. The janitor probably has to put sterile covers on their feet and walk up there to mop it. The big screens up on the wall show that there's been an error. Attention, connection to the outside world is lost. Press any key in the control center to start the evacuation of all personnel. Yeah, I think it's a little bit late for that. Where are they going to evacuate to? The break room? There's more blood here, only this time it's being studied. So are people who are exposed to the zone they mentioned just exploding? Is that what's going on? I think this yellow thingy here is a Geiger counter, so maybe it has something to do with cumulative radiation. I know the gamma radiation can burn you pretty bad if it's intense enough, but can it cause you to combust like this? Just beyond this room, there's a long indoor road with a few crunched up trucks and some roadblocks. I would bet that this is where they were doing a lot of the internal testing with portals. There's not a lot of equipment in here, though. Maybe it all got sucked into a wormhole and dispersed randomly across the universe, into the vast, empty void of space. Millions of years from now, an alien is going to find a power cable or something floating through an asteroid field, and they will have no idea that Sky Mega put it there. So yeah, that's all there is to see here in Lost Office. It's an office/laboratory that has been set adrift between worlds as a result of teleportation experiments gone horribly wrong. And it is certifiably weird. There's some sort of being wandering around too, I think, but I didn't find him. This is kind of like the reverse of what happened in Half-Life. Instead of randomly teleporting aliens in, Sky Mega randomly teleported themselves out. Somewhere. And I would still bet money on time travel having something to do with it too. The portal tech that ended the world here is probably the very same, or at least derivative of the same tech that was used to send Ben Nelson back in time with the smartphone. That's my headcanon anyway. This map is really well made. I have to applaud the use of assets from Black Mesa, that's just good taste. And I really love the corny corporate posters hung up all over the place. They really tie the whole thing together. Alrighty then, on to the next wrong reality. The next weird map we're looking at is called GM Flux by Goldbrick. It looks like I'm breaching containment here. Wouldn't be the first time. Actually, it looks like multiple things have busted out already. I'm late to the party. So what is this room, some kind of experimentation lab? And what is that delightful techno sound? Oh, I could definitely dance to that. Anyway, they were keeping me and the others in big glass tanks, so I should probably leave, right? I never could hack it as a lab rat. There's cheese, sure, but the portion sizes are just never big enough. I like this Tron-style hallway here. Ah, I see. Judging by the striations at the border of the last room in this place, it looks like some sort of rupture in space or something. This is a strange area. Imagine living in one of these buildings and trying to get some sleep with all these obnoxious light sprites orbiting the place. What even are they? Whatever star is up there, it's blue, so I don't think we're on Earth. Check out these wooden shacks in the next room over. Two of the exact same structure, doubled and stuck into each other. This is the kind of thing I would expect to see more of in real life if we were living in a simulation. In The Matrix, they write off deja vu as something that happens when they change something in the Matrix itself, but I don't know. Buildings suddenly cloning themselves and being stuck into each other like this would be a much more convincing piece of evidence that we're all just brains in jars. Oh wow. I had a dream like this once when I had the flu as a kid. There were vampires in my version, though. The visual finesse going on here with the strategic prop placement and the play of the colored lights is extremely well done, actually. They mention in the description that they were heavily inspired by Nipper, and it really shows. For those of you who don't know, Nipper is a very well-known and well-respected map creator in the Source community. I want to say that they started by making maps in Counter-Strike 1.6, but I'm not sure. A lot of their maps have this signature abstract, dreamlike feel to them. It's nice to see someone paying tribute like this. It's a sideways room. Classic. People give Inception a lot of credit for that one scene, but the first time I saw something like this was the Constantine's Mansion level from the original Thief game, and that came out in 1998. It never stops being disorienting, though. Hey, the lights are outside. Are they following me? Well, that's dark. Maybe that was one of the escaped test subjects and he just couldn't take it anymore. That's a lot of info player starts. I love this model. It's so iconic and instantly recognizable if you've spent a little time in the Hammer editor. I actually considered using it as my signature player model, but come on. Skeletons are so much cooler. What is this? It's like a sick little museum or something. Hi, Kleiner. Is he alive? Looks like the lights are on, but nobody's home. I really like the G-Man orb, but it seems evil somehow. There's also this slice of life piece of Gordon enjoying some teletime with other Gordon. Yeah, the free man has had a lot of different looks over the years, hasn't he? I kinda forget that the in-game Half-Life 1 Gordon doesn't even have glasses. Except for on the console versions of the game. Isn't that weird? Personally, I gravitate towards Ivan the Space Biker as my favorite Gordon design. They really dropped the ball by not using that model for something. I don't even want to talk about this thing. In the back of the museum there's an image gallery. It's mostly just memes, but I do like the candid screenshot of some sandbox shenanigans, as well as the TF2 cosplay group T-posing. Funnily enough, the house behind them actually looks a lot like a Source map, so I can't help but imagine a story where these TF2 players get sucked into the Source engine for getting VAC banned. They're just stuck there wandering through the endless slew of community maps until the end of time, and this is the only image they managed to break through. It's a cautionary tale. Don't cheat unless you want to get sucked into the game forever. Although I can imagine a lot of my viewers might do a thing like that on purpose. Hey, it's a boogie room. I don't know if the disco ball up there is supposed to look like the moon, but if it is, then that's classy as hell. This feels like an area in a VR chat world. I can so clearly picture the half-naked anime characters with ridiculously wide hips just sort of milling around and talking about Silksong or some shit. People throw out the Gooner accusations pretty quick in that situation, but I don't know. I think it's sort of nice that over-the-top avatars let people express sides of themselves they typically have to suppress in everyday life. Nice, there's a pool over here too. Maybe getting stuck here for all eternity wouldn't be so bad after all. The lights in the sky would get annoying pretty fast though. How long do you guys think I could hold out before I just start chucking shit at them to try to make them go away? I think I could hold out for a week. Maybe 2, but eventually I am gonna start carrying around a sack of books and rocks and shit to throw at them. Even if it doesn't get them to go away, it would make me feel better. I don't know how to feel about the clock room here. It's cool looking, but it makes me feel like I'm in a dream and my mind's trying to wake itself up, but it can't. Does that make sense? It's a miniature town! This is so cute. Look at the little car. Look, they even have a tiny little playground and a tiny little parking lot. It's like that scene from Men in Black 2 when they open up the locker and there's thousands of weird little aliens with their own civilization in there. That reminds me, why was Johnny Knoxville in that movie? He plays Sarlena's wacky sidekick for the first 2/3 of the film, then he just sorta disappears? There's no death scene, no write-off, and no justification at all. He's just there one scene and then gone for the rest of the movie. What happened, Johnny? Hey, you know what? It's been a while since I assigned some homework. Go and watch the first Men in Black movie if you haven't seen it in a while. I watched it for the first time in like 15 years the other night, and it still holds up. There's gonna be a quiz, and everyone who doesn't pass is getting detention in the Void Library right here. Actually, this place is kinda dope except for the blue light. That might give people headaches. All the more reason to do your homework. What kind of books do you think these are? They definitely look non-fiction. Maybe encyclopedias or historical texts. What the hell is this room for, though? There are these pools of water lining the sides of it. I get that it's abstract and that it's not supposed to make sense, but that's the torture of being in a place like this for prolonged periods of time. You start to try to make sense of things that can't be made sense of. At least they had the good sense to have the entire space lined with tile. That'll help with the moisture. Oh, this is unsettling. What's that sound? It sure sounds like wind, but is it? And the lights are back. I don't like the lights. I don't like them. I also don't like this place. It's like a mockery of civilization. Buildings don't really look like that, and the ground certainly doesn't curl upwards like bacon in a frying pan. It's kinda like the road to rock bottom from SpongeBob, except we're already at the bottom. It feels unnatural. Wow, a Western-style saloon. I didn't see that coming. That seems to be the prevailing pattern with this map. Like this twisty section. What's going on here? You know what though? Kudos to the dev for making something like this with the Hammer editor. I just know they had to wrestle with it to get the shapes just right. Did I find the end of the world? It sure looks like the end of the world. This is so weird. Everything feels shattered. It's like the thin line between a dream and a nightmare. There's a bar on the other side of this chasm. It looks pretty final. There's also a pizza draped over the corner here, but I don't think it's real. What a waste. And here we are at the bar. Hey, fellas. Are these more of the people who broke out of the other test tubes? I haven't been counting. Not looking too good, are we? I bet they ate from the communal dish of bar nuts. You never eat the bar nuts. Not even if you're starving. It's like seawater rules. Do you have any clue how many unwashed fingers have been in there? Okay, time to find out what's behind door number uno. Ah, it's a couple of rotating, non-corporeal cubes? I honestly never could have guessed. This map has just been left turn after left turn. So what does this mean? Is this the core of the simulation? The beating heart of the grand experiment? I'm disappointed that it's not just a big block of cheese as a reward for the rats who succeed in getting to the end here. Well, I don't know if it's the end, but it sure feels like it, so that's where we're gonna move on. There are lots of other rooms to see, all equally as fascinating and strange as the last. It's very expressive. It takes a lot of aesthetic intuition and technical skill to make something this abstract with such different feelings attached to each of the rooms. It definitely doesn't feel right, in that it doesn't feel like a place that you're really in. It feels like a fever dream, but like an artistic fever dream. Goldbrick did a really great job with this map. I encourage you all to check it out for yourselves if you just want something to get lost in for a while. Just don't load it up at like 3 in the morning or something. That might be too much. Alright, I've got one more map in me for this video. It's a spooky one, so get ready for that. This next map is called GM Russia, created by Prizvin2. It looks pretty moody. I guess we're out just after sunset. On the surface, it looks like just your average Russian residential block at first, only nobody's around. There's not a soul in sight. It's almost as if everyone's hiding. There's definitely an unsettling aura to this place, and a lot of that is thanks to the noises I keep hearing. There's a stale wind moaning through the streets, the sound of a distant train blowing its whistle, and at one point I thought I heard footsteps, but I think it might have just been the echo of my own. I think. Hey, this apartment is open. Let's head in and see what's shaking. Are there any babushkas in here that need something done around the house? I'm quite skilled at house chores. They'd be hard-pressed to find someone who can change their light bulbs or sweep their floors as well as I can. Well, the apartment looks to be reasonably clean.
I have some hang-ups about the kitchen, though. It looks like there should be a counter or something here next to the stove.
And what's with that window high up on the wall that connects the bathroom to the kitchen? Is that so that you can toss an ice-cold Pepsi to whoever's taking a bath in there? Those babushkas might be onto something. I can hear voices on the other side of this door. Sounds like maybe 3 people having a conversation, but I can't quite make it out. The hell? What is that dog even barking at? I didn't see a soul outside. That's creepy. They should really invest in some curtains or blinds for the windows. This neighborhood is profoundly unsettling. Upstairs, there are some more creepy sound cues. Listen to this. That sounds to me like a kid crying, alone. Shit, I'd be crying too if I had to grow up here. Hang in there, kiddo. The upstairs neighbor is definitely living up to the upstairs neighbor stereotypes, because there's music and it is loud. Maybe that's why the kid is crying. It sounds real bassy, too. I think that might be a live band practicing in there. I wonder what they're called. This apartment across the way is nasty, though. They have a bug problem, and there's trash scattered everywhere. I don't think it's abandoned, though. I think whoever lives here is just a huge slob. They are wasting this closed-in balcony, too. I'm a little jealous of these. That's probably the best part of the Khrushchevka-style buildings. You could put plants out there, open the windows, and enjoy the breeze while you read. I bet they get so cold that they're virtually unusable in the wintertime, though. There's a couple rows of storage units downhill a bit. 2 of them open. This one is just full of trash, but the one on the other side is kept pretty well. There are jerry cans, paint, a few tools, a working radio. There's also a chair in here, and it looks recently used. I'm willing to bet that this car is usually parked in there too. Yeah, this rust bucket here might be someone's summer project. Everyone needs a hobby. What the hell? I keep thinking I see someone standing just beyond the streetlight, but every time I check the recording, there's nothing there. I could have sworn there was a person standing right there. This map is playing mind games, man. I found a derelict-looking industrial building of some kind over in this tucked-away corner. It must be a water treatment plant or something, judging by the machinery and the big pipes that feed into the back of the structure. I can hear metallic bangs down in the lower levels, like someone's smacking the pipe somewhere down the line. It's really empty. It's most likely in the middle of being renovated. This would be a really expensive bit of infrastructure to just abandon, especially for a seemingly underserved area like this. Oh hey, this building opens. Is it another set of apartments? There are posters here reminding people to save water and electricity. It's kinda dirty in here too. I would love to recycle this soda can, but I guess I'll settle for throwing it away. The toilets in the back sound like they're busted. It shouldn't be constantly refilling like that. It's probably just the ring seal in the tank. It happens all the time with these older models, but it's an easy fix. And it is another set of apartments, but it seems like a more organized community than the one from before. So it might be a retirement home or a motel. The 5th floor is closed also, for repairs apparently. I wonder why. Do you think working at one of these street vendor kiosks sucks? It probably sucks, right? Tiny box, no air conditioning, no heat, touching people's filthy money all day long. I had a coworker once who worked the ice cream kiosk down near Brighton Beach in Brooklyn, and he said that was absolute cheeks. Well, at least you get to hand out the things that really matter. It looks like they've got tabloid magazines, newspapers, crossword puzzles. There's even Western treats like Twix and M&Ms. For all my Eastern European viewers, a quick question for you all. Are Western brands really that popular and readily available over there? I understand that you've got the big stuff, McDonald's, Disney, the Hollywood movies, but how much of a role do Western imports actually play in your everyday life? This is how I know I'm fully afflicted by Skyrim brain rot, because I immediately clocked the meat and cheese models in the deli counter here as being from Skyrim. So cool that slaughterfish are native to Russia. I'm sure it pairs very well with a nice solyanka. The swings are moving by themselves. Maybe it's just the wind. At least that's what I'm gonna tell myself. A freaky-ass basement. The perfect escape from a freaky-ass playground. Let's head down. Yeah, it is filthy down here. Look at all the little holes in the wall. They look gnomish in nature, right? I mean, we're all thinking it. Basement gnomes aren't a problem until they are. First, it's just some droppings, some scratching at night. Next thing you know, your electronics are on the fritz and things are going missing. Early blockage of gnome holes is the key to keeping them in check. It's honestly a miracle that the lights are still on down here. There's a lot of trash and ruined furniture. And cobwebs. Oh, where's this going? I guess I'm in the sewer or something now. It is creepy down here, man. Master Splinter and the Turtles would never survive in a Russian sewer system. Deeper and deeper. I've been going down for quite a while now. I'm definitely getting close to the bottom. I don't know why I'm compelled to keep going further in. All that's down here is poop water and creepy noises. Ah, a tiny pipe. Why not crawl through it? Oh, yuck. That's why. Dead end. I hate this specific Half-Life 2 footstep sound. Listen to it. Ugh, it's so nasty and thick sounding. It's like walking through an ankle-deep milkshake. Hey, there's blood in the corner here. I wonder what that's about. Did someone die down here? That's on them, honestly. They should have brought rope. Always bring rope with you. That's exploration rule number 1 as far as I'm concerned. This map is really unsettling. I can't believe I was creeped out earlier by the kid crying in the apartment. That's the most normal thing we've seen so far. Hey, shout out to Prisvin 2, man. They really went all out with the ambient sounds here. And it does so much for the creepy mood of this map. Hey, get a load of this. I was just about to end the video, so I was walking around for some B-roll footage, and I found this. I thought this manhole cover looked odd because it's raised while the other ones are just decals on the ground. Oh, shit. I guess we're going back underground. It's cramped down here. There's a single brick wall on this side. My intuition is telling me to give it a good whack or two. Alright, we're through. Wow, it's Mold City down here. Wear plenty of protective gear if you have to go into a gross underground passage like this one, kids. There's another drop. It's an old stormwater runoff system. Why did they have it blocked up like that? Is there a biohazard? I wouldn't be surprised with all this moisture. That actually scared me for real. There's someone else down here? Screaming like that, I'd be amazed if they're not being moitered as I speak. Just what the hell is this place? We've got some remains here. By the looks of them, they've been down here for quite a long time. I mean, these bones are picked clean. It gets real narrow over here. It's going to be a bit of a squeeze. And now we're in some sort of cave. And look at that. Gnome holes. What did I say? I knew it. I knew it was gnomes. Ew, what's with the reddish-brown mass at the bottom of this hole? Do I even want to say what I think that is? There's a door over here with an ominous woodcutting axe leaned against the wall beside it, but it's locked. I try not to make a habit of crawling into holes so small that I'd have to dislocate both of my shoulders to fit, so I need to get back up, I think. This should do nicely. There. Alright then, what's going on here? That's not raspberry jam, that's for sure. Holy shit. This is someone's murder hole, right underneath the apartments. That's probably where they get their victims. Fuck me, man. Did he just... Is that the... How did he... Did he come down that chute? Oh, they're straight Sweeney Todding fools down here. And did you hear this poor schmuck's death rattle? He only just died after hitting the bottom. Oh, this is so incredibly unnerving. Well, go down deep enough, you're bound to find something that upsets you eventually. In this case, it's a serial killer's dumping ground. I have to say, that is much more than I expected to find down here. Color me shocked. I thought maybe we would find some creepy room, maybe hear a couple more unsettling sounds. I didn't think we would actually find a moiter victim as they're being moitered. Who is it? Yeah, I should go. Like, right now. What an absolutely insane map this has been. This is one of the better attempts I've seen at a creepy exploration map on the entire workshop. The dev absolutely nailed the ambience. The windy sounds, the distant cars, the dogs barking at seemingly nothing, and the swings. Everything is so tense and creepy, but nothing really jumps out at you until you finally find that horror show underground. And I kept thinking I saw something out of the corner of my eye numerous times throughout recording this video. I'm not even joking. I think this map might be legitimately haunted. It just makes me feel wrong, you know? Like I should not be here. Nobody should. And yet, here we are. This is a really, really strong map we've got here. It's perfect for getting us in the mood for October. Persvin 2 did a great job. I don't think there's a map in recent memory that has given me goose pimples like this. Wow. You feeling unsettled? Because I am. Hopefully that wasn't too spooky for all of you watching at home. We've got to save some scares for the annual Halloween special next month. These maps were all so unsettling in the most subtle of ways. It's a very fine line to walk to make something that feels just off enough to make you feel weird without falling into the full-blown horror category. And that's one of my favorite moods. It's a shame it's kind of getting harder to find. Isn't it funny? We humans are the only carbon-based life forms that I know of that go to such lengths to scare themselves for entertainment. Creepy stuff isn't all for the scares, though. The horror genre and all things adjacent to it, like these maps, have always been extremely valuable tools for reflecting on our fears and concerns as a society. It's there if you look deep enough. Lost Office expresses fears of career stagnation and unchecked corporate power. GM Russia leans into the threats of poverty and violent crime. And Flux. Well, Flux expresses a lot of things separately. My point is, it's about more than just feeling unsettled. It's important to ask ourselves why a place or a thing gives us the heebie-jeebies. Being scared helps us understand ourselves better in a weird, wonderfully convoluted way. And that is all I have to say for this episode of Where Are We Now? Thanks for watching, it means a lot to me. I hope you all had fun. Have a great night, And keep in mind that people change. It's not you, that's just life. Alright, see ya. Hey, you made it to the secret news segment. Yeah, it's been a while since we've had one of these, hasn't it? I've just got a couple of items to go over, and then I'll let you go. So, I've been having problems with my work ethic for the last week or two, and because that's one of the earliest signs of an oncoming burnout for me, I'm gonna take a break from making videos after this one goes up. Nothing crazy, I'm just gonna take a week or so off to play some games I've been meaning to play, do some errands, and just do a general reset. I've been going hard in the paint on Where Are We Now this summer, so I need a break from it. Truth be told, if I hadn't brought it up, most of you probably would have never even noticed the extra week without a video. It's necessary though, but don't worry. I'll be back in time for some Halloween stuff. You can count on that. Okay, on to the second thing. I said this on the last stream I did, but to reiterate, I like streaming and think it's fun, so I'm gonna do more of it. Not on a regular schedule or anything, just whenever I'm in the mood. Once or twice a month, possibly more. Now listen up, because this part is important. I'm going to use streaming as a way to get some distance from Garry's mod. Gmod is a definite mainstay for the videos themselves, it's just such a good medium for exploration. But it is not likely to make another appearance on stream for quite some time. Listen guys, I love Garry's mod, I really do. But it's not the only thing I ever want to do. That would be suffocating. So, if you're all with me, then try and tune into future streams to support variety. I hope to see you all there. Okay then, that's all I've got for the news segment. I release you. Be gone. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord splits you. Okay, bye.